Chapter 1: Enchanting yet perilous. Qiao Chengwian stopped in his tracks, coldly eyeing the woman huddled at his doorstep, her arms wrapped around her knees. Chen Yan lifted her head, a look of surprised joy lighting up her frozen face. "Chen Yuan, you're back. I've been coming here every day to wait for you. It's been so long. And now you've finally returned. I'm so cold." She was indeed cold, her entire body stiffened by the chill, her voice trembling slightly. Yet, even in such a state, her voice couldn't conceal the joy of seeing Qiao Chengwian. "They won't let you in. And you know that," Qiao Chengwian said disaffably, looking down at her as if she were a stranger. "I know." Chen Yan looked up at Qiao Chengwian with a humble expression. "Chen Yuan, I just wanted to see you. Even just a glimpse would satisfy me. Since you've seen me, can you leave now?" Chen Yan hurriedly reached for Qiao Chengwian's hand, pleading softly. "Chen Yuan, I haven't seen you in so long, please don't send me away, okay? Miss Chen, it seems you've forgotten that we broke up a long time ago." Qiao Chengwian glanced at her inferently. "No, we haven't broken up, we're still together." Tears welled up in Chen Yan's eyes as if a beautiful dream had shattered. "Chen Yuan, how can you not want me? I've done so much for you, for your career. I even sold my body. You promised you wouldn't despise me, you promised." She clung desperately to Qiao Chengwian's hand, unwilling to let go. Qiao Chengwian was now a superstar, and chances to see him were rare. She feared that if she let go, she wouldn't see him for a long time again. "Let go," Qiao Chengwian frowned. He forcefully broke free, causing Chen Yan to tumble down the steps. She sat on the ground, not caring how disheveled she looked, and quickly clung to Qiao Chengwian's legs. "I truly love you. I can't live without you. Have you forgotten our happy days together? I can't believe you don't love me anymore. You must still have feelings for me. Don't deceive yourself for me. Please, don't leave me. I'll do anything for you." "Anything?" Qiao Chengwian looked down at the woman who seemed like a pile of mud, his handsome features flawless. Chen Yan seemed to see a glimmer of hope and nodded eagerly. "Yes, anything. Even if it means going to bed with directors or big bosses." Qiao Chengwian didn't want to hear her bring up the past, his expression darkening. Seeing his displeasure, Chen Yan immediately stopped talking, looking at him with a fawning gaze, waiting obediently for instructions. "You can do one thing for me now." "What is it?" "Get out of my world." Chen Yan's fawning expression froze on her face, her lips trembling as she stared at Qiao Chengwian with wide eyes. "Chen Yuan, tell me, is it because I slept with that director that you don't want me? Is it? Say something." Qiao Chengwian, his patience completely worn out, responded with a light sneer. "If you think so, then it is." Chen Yan's face turned ashen. "Heartache, nothing more than this." Qiao Chengwian shook off Chen Yan, opened the door and entered his home, closing the door without any expression. He didn't look back at Chen Yan once, nor did he listen to her sobs mixed with the howling wind. Chen Yan stared at the closed door, unable to see Qiao Chengwian anymore. They were each other's first love, having been together for 3 years. They were the couple everyone admired at school. Back then, Qiao Chengwian was so good to her. When she was sick or hurt, he was more anxious than she was. He whispered "I like you" over and over in her ear, and she blushing promised to love only this man for her life. But now, Qiao Chengwian didn't want her anymore. She remembered the day Qiao Chengwian excitedly said, Yan, if you just sleep with him once, I can seize this opportunity to become famous. Then we won't have to live in that 30 square meter rental anymore." The northern winter was truly cold. The icy wind stung her face painfully. Chen Yan curled up, hugging herself, tears falling drop by drop. She should have realized long ago that Qiao Chengwian no longer loved her. Perhaps he never did. It was so hard to accept. The original host's most unforgettable scene was now over. Nian, who had transmigrated into Chen Yan's body, slowly opened her eyes. Her previously lifeless eyes were now coming back to life, like willow branches in the spring breeze. Along with the return of vitality came a natural allure. Her enchanting beauty was laced with a subtle arrogance. Hingzi, who was held by Chen Yan, was somewhat surprised. He stared into Chen Yan's eyes, finding it hard to believe. Just moments ago, those eyes were dull and lifeless, looking utterly uninteresting. How could they suddenly be filled with such spirit? "Cut! What are you doing, body double? Daydreaming? Who brought you here? Can you act or not? One more mistake and you're out." Also, they were filming. Why was Chen Yan doing a body double role? Nian casually glanced at Kang's Yi before looking around. Besides a few crew members, there was another actress dressed in the same costume. It seemed Chen Yan was the body double for this actress. Soon, Nian spotted Qiao Chengwian in an ancient attire. Nian's eyes flickered with a hint of mockery. Had Chen Yan followed Qiao Chengwian to his film set? Was she trying to get close to him by being a body double? Silly girl, a man's heart isn't won by undying loyalty and sacrifice. What a poor thing. But no matter, now that I'm using your body, I'll naturally fulfill your wish and help you win his heart. But once I have it, I'll crush it to pieces for you to vent your frustration. Of course, Nian wasn't so kind-hearted as to waste time helping a not-so-smart little fool fulfill her wish. Conveniently, Chen Yan's dying wish was also part of her mission this time. Her mission targets were 3 people. The first was Qiao Chengwen, the second was Kang Zi. Nian turned back to look at Kang Zi, meeting his scrutinizing gaze. She smiled faintly, her eyes rippling with charm. Kang Zi was taken aback. Wasn't this Chen Yan the one who was always trailing after Qiao Chengwen, known for her lack of backbone, brains, and grace? Why did she seem different today? Director Li wasn't really going to replace Chen Yan. It was just an occupational habit, a routine threat. He shouted, "Last chance for the body double." The cinematographer sighed quietly, hoping this take would pass. Chen Yan had already done the scene 3 times. Either her movements were too slow when undressing, or her approach to Kang Zi was awkward. The cinematographer cursed under his breath. Damn it, what's a chaste woman doing as a body double? The movie The Czar of the World told a melodramatic story of 2 princes who become enemies over a woman, only to find out after their country falls that she was a spy from an enemy nation, and all 3 end up dead. The scene was simple. The female lead and the second male lead, newlyweds, were about to enjoy some intimacy when the male lead accidentally barges in, catching a glimpse of the disheveled female lead, which haunts him thereafter. Chen Yan was a body double. Her job was to undress while walking towards Kang Zi, who played the second male lead, and then embrace. The rest was for the actual female lead to perform. Kang Zi lounged on the bed, legs crossed, reciting his lines with a playful smile, lion-eyed. "What gift do you bring me?" Body doubles didn't need to speak lines or show expressions. Nian lowered her gaze slightly, untying her belt. The wide sleeves and robe slid down her body, revealing her perfect figure like a work of art. Her eyes were playful, her chin slightly lifted with a hint of pride, not acted but as if pride was etched into her very being. Nian stepped forward, her feet stepping on the red pomegranate gauze skirt on the ground, moving towards Kang Zi step by step. As she moved, the vibrant painting truly came to life. Chen Yan had a beautiful face, and her figure was excellent enough to be a body double. But beauty was more than skin deep. Her eyes lacked spirit, always avoiding others' gazes, and she walked with her head bowed and shoulders hunched, wasting such a fine body. Now, with Nian inside, this body was given a soul, turning it into a true incantior's. Nian swayed gracefully to the bed, bending down to cup Kang Zi's face, while he moved, wrapped his arms around her slender waist. Kang Zi, following the script, replaced his playful smile with awe. The camera captured the emotion in his eyes, portraying a young lord smitten by beauty. However, only Kang Zi knew that his awe was 3 parts acted, 7 parts genuine. He wasn't the only one awestruck. Qiao Chengwen, watching Chen Yan from a distance, had a moment of disorientation. Was this really that foolish Chen Yan? Or was she up to something new? He quickly regained his composure, following the script by pushing open the door and rushing in. "Brother, guess what Nian let out a startled cry and hid in Kang Zi's embrace. Kang Zi immediately held her tightly, using his wide sleeves to cover her body, turning to glare at Qiao Chengwen. "Brother, how could you barge in like that?" Qiao Chengwen quickly turned away. "Sorry." Han Zi gave a cold snort, turning back to gently comfort Lion Naig. "Don't be afraid." Behind the camera, Nian silently mouthed to Kang Zi, "I want to sleep with you." A smile slid from the corner of her eyes, full of charm. Kang Zi, known for his playboy ways, was dumbfounded for the first time in such a situation.